Inequality has gone off the charts. You've seen the billionaires getting richer every single day. You look into their past, you look into their history, you start to find some very interesting details. But then you look at the average person, whether we go middle class or anyone below, the situation is worse. Everywhere you look, every corner of the world, it seems like the same thing is happening and that people are suffering. It's not as if they want to go on lavish vacations. Some do. It's not as if they're driving the Lamborghinis. Some do. But it is average, everyday expenses that have gone crazy. I'm going to show you some interesting ones today. Stick with me. You came here for the truth, so let me unveil that for you. Beginning right here. This is the most important thing. Do not listen to what the others say, and they keep pointing the fingers left. They keep pointing the fingers right. They keep doing things that are not in your favor. This is what you have to know. It is the central bankers and their persistence in creating inflation. They want to create inflation. They want to devalue your currency. Every time you go to spend a dollar, it's worth less and less and less. And that punishes the savers. That punishes the people who have very little or who have just enough. It is done so intentionally. That is the whole purpose. And it's because you have a slave class, and that's the whole point. Put more and more and more people into the slave class. So let me show you what this is. Do you remember a few years ago, seems like just yesterday, where everybody, Yellen, Fed president, all the members of the Fed, look at it, read them. Oh, I wish we had more inflation. We need more inflation. We have to work harder to get more inflation. Remember that? Europe was saying that. Everywhere, basically in the West, they were saying we don't have enough inflation. And Japan is laughing at that. And so looking at all of this, you can see what they created in the end. In 2020, with the help of the governments, the central banks, they created the inflation. They started to blame it on you. You want a higher salary because you can't afford to eat? Oh, it's your fault. You remember those quotes? Disgusting. Disgusting. Okay? Look at everything that we've been seeing over the last while, and you understand where this is all coming from. Look at some of the stats I'm about to show you today. It's shocking, okay? To see what people are doing. Yes, are some people making bad choices? Yes. Yes, we got that. But not everybody. I know a lot of people that all they're talking about every time, it's about costs. Costs are rising, inflation is up. I can't do this I used to do. I can't do that I used to do. They're all cutting back. At the end of the month though, they've spent the same amount or more. You see? That's not right. Credit card total debt versus savings rate, you know the drill. Every month I show you the same thing, and every month it just diverges further and further. No, there's no surprise there, right? What about buy now, pay later? Corey, if you're listening from the Finance Friday, shout out to Corey and all the Finance Friday people. We talked about buy now, pay later. And here it is. Impact of buy now, pay later. Users of the services reported various ways the products hurt their finances. Number one, spent more than I could afford. So it could have been the circumstances where, it was something that had happened. Look, things happen. Stuff happens, right? And we got to do whatever we can. But for some people, you can see here, spent more than I could afford. Worse off financially. Find it difficult to stick it to a monthly budget. Surprised by how much I owe monthly on buy now, pay later. Hurt my credit score, falling behind on my other lines of credit, got into significant debt, and my spending is out of control. So yes, some people just can't help it. They're doing this, they're doing that, they're spending. I get it. But for some people, they're just like, what's going on here? I'm panicking. Things are getting worse. My wage, my salary, I'm struggling. I can't keep up. Buy now, pay later. Spending sprees. More than a third of respondents said that they've spent more than $1,000 using the services. So there it is. A lot of people are using this now. Now, some of them, there's some buy now, pay later, which will allow you to do it and it's like 0% interest because, of course, they're hoping that you go one day over the limit and then they're going to burn you, right? That's the whole point, I guess. But regardless, you could see it here that people are making significant purchases with it. It's not, something small. Gen Z sinks deeper into debt. Inflation drives many to credit cards to cover the costs, leaving them with bigger balances. This is important because what I have seen overall has been that the younger generation is getting into the workforce and they're basically saying, I have no way that I could buy a house. Impossible. Oh, a condo? No, I can't do that either. Can I live alone? No, it's just not possible. Well, we can rent a place. It has to be at least two people though, because nobody could afford to rent as one person. You start to add all these things up, and of course, people start getting disgruntled. I understand. But the solutions here that we're being provided with, oh, we'll cancel some student debt. Oh, we're going to wave our magic wand. None of these things will resolve the ultimate crisis when your currency is being devalued. Simple matter of fact. You've got to understand this. And until we understand that at a deeper level, it's all foolish. Everything is all foolish. All right? Young Americans are starting out with more credit card debt than generations before them. That financial burden can have long-lasting effects. They talk about the surge in prices. Of course, there's no question. People today are feeling it more than before, right? But the younger generations, they've never had a chance to save up. I think there's a few things that need to happen. We need, number one, financial education needs to be front and center. Way too many stupid gurus that are out there that are misguiding people. And ultimately, what we got to do is not spend our money on the frivolous things and start to put our money and have it working for us as best we can. We need to form businesses with our friends. Okay, you could be having fun, make a little money. There's no reason why we can't do that, especially summertime. If students are in school in the summertime, I know that there are lots of students, trust me, I know this, that summertime comes around, their university goes on break, they've got a few months and they are already scheduling out their painting services. They've got all kinds of things that they can do, interlocks and landscaping and flowers, all these different things that are perfectly planned during their summer breaks. They can make a whole bunch of cash during that period, and there are people willing to pay for it, right? You've got to act smart. You've got to do what you can during these times. It's tough. There's no question about that. This is a generation that is feeling financial stress in a more acute way than millennials did a decade ago. You got to understand this. If you are going towards the traditional way of doing things, or the way that was okay 20 years ago, you are going to get smacked in the side of the head by the central bankers. New car loans amount financed continues to rise. So we're talking about new cars. The prices of them have gone up like crazy. And of course, as a result of that, you're financing it at a higher percentage as well. The costs are going, there's just stretching that out. Oh, okay, you used to pay off a car in a couple of years. Oh, no worries, I'll just stretch that out to 8 years and we're all good. You're looking at the insurance costs, which are insane insurance costs for cars and homes and everything else. And people don't really factor that in. They're like, yeah, there's insurance costs, but actually it's becoming a huge percentage. Huge. I just actually switched companies because of this. Americans struggle to afford car payments. The percentage of borrowers at least 60 days late on their car loans is at the highest on record. Highest on record now. Okay, that's a problem. That's a problem. Okay, that is a signal. We should be looking at that and thinking, okay, we're already in the highest amount of basically every type of debt, and now people aren't paying their auto loans. Yeah, we got an issue. Interestingly, this is the Manheim Used Vehicle Index, which is basically like the wholesale. I want to see where this stops. So it has come down significantly, but we are still above the trend. The prices went berserk. There was no need for that. Used cars were they were worth more than the new versions. Like it was kind of out of whack. So we'll see if it goes back to trend line and then continues on. Interesting. Anyway, I just wanted to bring that to you because watch out. Are we talking new cars? Are we talking used cars? Where's that debt being piled up right now? I know specifically that the price people are paying for their vehicles is still more than ever before. Okay? What we got to understand here is that people are finding it unaffordable. There are actions that you can take right now. If you are willing to, you can use the skills that you have today to bring in income, extra income. Yes, that's tough. Yes, that's difficult. Trust me, I understand. There was a point where I was working 3 jobs at one point, just burning the midnight oil, trying my best to be able to, to make ends meet, to save, to do the things that I needed to do. Okay. But I'm not one to go out there and spend on nonsense. It's just not something I do, but I don't judge people. If they want to go out there and eat the fast food and they want to eat the thing, that's fine with them. Okay, I don't judge them, but you got to understand, where is your money going? It comes in. If it goes out the other door, you got a problem, okay? So keep that in mind. I teach people how to do everything, whether that's from my free financial education course, Compass. It's on my website, themoneygps.com. There are people out there that are paying for that kind of information when you can go onto the website, The Money GPS, totally free, okay? At the same time, I've got the playlists, how to make money playlist. I've got tons of ideas of how to make money in those videos in there. I've got the Amazon, the free part of the Amazon course for free on the playlist as well. I've got all kinds of information. What I ask, thumbs up. That's it. Hit the thumbs up on this video if you want to support this channel. As well, if you're interested, you want to take it to the next level, you want to be part of the Finance Friday crew or the Sunday Business crew, hit that link down in the description. And as always, I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.